How's it going, Speedsters? Welcome to a Flash Season 5 Episode 3 trailer breakdown. Plus, I got a bunch of promo images to involve in it alongside the trailer as we break it down. What I do first though, if you're new here, is I react to the trailer. I haven't seen it yet. I watched it for the first time, but there is a timestamp if you want to skip it at the top pinned comment. This episode looks so juicy though. I'm so anticipating it just because of the synopsis. So I'm going to read that out first before we get into the trailer. Cicada targets a member of Team Flash. After Cicada's attack on the Flash, the team realize they need to think outside the box to stop this dangerous new foe. Desperate to help her parents, Nora comes up with a plan that ultimately puts a member of Team Flash in danger. Meanwhile, Caitlin delves into her past. Now, it looks like Nora is still going to be very eager and making a lot of rookie mistakes. Cicada targets a member of Team Flash. Looks like that's probably going to be Cisco. This episode is called The Death of Vibe, by the way. But without further ado, I'm going to watch the trailer and get straight into the breakdown. Okay, so 3 and a 3 and a 3, 2, 1.
We gotta catch this guy fast.
He's one of the worst serial killers in history.
Sherlock Wells, I'm here to get your killer.
Let's hope we're not too late to save his next victim.
What? Cisco.
Nah.
All new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
No. What? Now, this is what I mean about Season 5, bringing it back to the tone I love. Now, it doesn't always need to be as dark as what this trailer insinuates, if you're thinking that I'm saying every episode needs to be this dark, but I love this drama. This just looks badass. Cicada looks intimidating as heck. Friggin' Cisco looks like he bites the dust, but I don't think that'll be for long. But you know what I mean? This just looks awesome. So the beginning of the trailer starts off with Barry pretty much being rinsed, or already has been beaten by Cicada in that forest scene. And there's obviously a few other clips of this forest scene. And it looks like that showdown moment in the episode. It'll probably be the climax of the episode, where the Flash and Vibe go up against Cicada, and Barry probably has his powers taken away. Doesn't do too much of a great job, just like in the second episode against Cicada when his powers got taken away. And it looks like Vibe, as we see later, gets stabbed, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I think just Chris Klein here, I first want to say, and the villain they've created, I've seen some people, and I will say, the costume isn't the most interesting thing, but sometimes simplistic is, I'm trying to think of a rhyming word, but effective. It really is. Man, he looks so cool. I think the cool vibe I'm getting from him, no pun intended there, is just the presence. I mean, that would be boring if he was just standing there kind of thing, but it's just how he's owning everything. And from what Iris says, this guy, and from what the Team Flash, at San Diego Comic-Con said, he's a very, very creepy villain, and he definitely gives off that very insane vibe. Now, what we hear Iris say is that he's one of the worst serial killers in history. Now, I think that information comes from Nora, because if you remember at the end of last episode, she's the one who says Cicada. She looks freaked out when she says it, because probably for a multitude of reasons, like he's a serial killer for one, which we don't know about in the present timeline in the future, but also probably the fact that he's not meant to be here right now. But I go over that in my episode 1 review briefly, so check out my review in the cards above if you haven't done so already. Guessing they might get some kind of article up or something that shows it, or maybe the source is just Nora. But the worst serial killer in history shit is happening now. Not only Metas, but it seems people as well, because maybe the targeting the team member of Team Flash isn't just Vibe, but it's Papa Joe, because you freaking see, I didn't think this would necessarily happen. I thought maybe he would just be trying to intimidate Team Flash through tying Joe up into the chair from what we've seen in previous trailers. But the lightning bolt dagger is glowing more than it's ever glowed before, just as he's about to kill him. The thing is, we see Cecile here, and she has a phone in her hand, and then she runs away, and you'd have to think that's to go and freaking protect the baby, because that would be a freaking horrible situation to be in. But I'm betting my money on the fact that that phone is putting off that S.T.A.R Labs metahuman signal where the Flash could just be there in an instant. I'm sure this is where a member or a speedster like Barry or Nora will come in and save the day, but then another showdown will happen later, like what we saw in this trailer where they get beat by Cicada, but they will save Joe in the nick of time here. The thing that I'm very intrigued with at the same time is that you see that look that Cicada gives Cecile. And I'm thinking, why is he trying to destroy his family? Not fair enough killing Metas, but he's killing Metas. That was his MO, right? But now he's killing humans. So I'm thinking, why would he let Barry live when Nora shouted dad? Because it obviously hit Cicada in the feels at some point. That's at least my theory, because, he's lost his family, so maybe he didn't want Nora to lose her family. So that's why he spared the Flash in episode 2. But yet again, it makes me second guess that if he's trying to kill this family. I mean, Joe, you got Cecile there and the baby. it doesn't really add up if you let the Flash go in the second one. So I'd love to know your thoughts in relation to that. Maybe he's just got over it and he's just going forth with his plans. Now, this is where we get the introduction of Tom Cavanagh's latest Wells, and that is Sherlock Wells. I've been really excited to see him. I thought maybe it was going to come in the second episode, but here we have it. He says he's here to catch the killer. From what we've already learned as well from Tom Cavanagh and teases beforehand, that he's going to be this guy who, like, definitely does help out the team with investigations like Nora's mistakes as well as Sherlock. But he might have this kind of, I can't remember if he said deceitful element or just, like, not necessarily fully trustworthy elements. There will be a bit of spice to this character other than, hey, Sherlock Wells plot, you know, let's help trace Cicada. Like, no, there's no, like, substance to him other than that. No, there is apparently going to be a bit more to that. Some Wells, well, not Wells bar, but Wellsy drama, which I'm looking forward to. And then, guys, we're already at the end of the trailer, but don't worry, we've still got promo photos to go over briefly. We see that forest scene again where they face off against Cicada. This could be after the moments of the West kind of household where Cicada's going after them, but it could be a separate moment. But regardless, it looks like another face down happens. As I mentioned earlier, they're probably not going to have any powers. It'll be very interesting to see if they come up with something like Cisco in the episode that, like, stops the dagger from limiting their power, something like some kind of device that they wear that shields them from that effect. But even if that happens, I've got a feeling it will still fail. Like, he'll, like, it's like at this one point in this trailer, he walks in and cranks up the dagger a notch, and you hear that little electrifying buzz. So maybe, I don't know if that does happen, it might not be effective, and that's why we see Cisco here get stabbed by Cicada. Which, you know, the death of Vibe was literal. And I was saying when we found this all out as well, I was like, some people were saying, and I completely appreciate this theory, that the death of Vibe just might be that Vibe loses its powers rather than Vibe dying. You know, 'cause there was this article that Iris wrote in the future, which I'm sure we're going to see in this episode through Nora or something like that, or they're just looking at the timeline to see if it's intact or not. But I was just thinking, if it states the death of Vibe, I wasn't thinking the superpower side, I was thinking actually Cisco as well. And it seems that might actually happen here. It might not, it could actually be him losing his powers. But the next scene is where we see that little freaking hole where we see Vibe's gauntlet, we see his goggles, a little bit of maybe his chest, you know, armor there. So it's like, holy crap. And we see Barry's face absolutely, you know, terrified and gutted because he's just practically witnessed his, you know, best friend or one of his best friends get murdered. But I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you think that this little grave with, like, the remnants of Vibe's suit means that he's actually dead? I mean, obviously he will come back, no doubt about that. But do you think that in this moment, before they undo or somehow fix that, he actually dies? The thing I'm thinking of here is that I swear Gridlock didn't disintegrate or whatever the heck happens to Cisco here and leave behind something when the dagger absorbed whatever it absorbs from him. I just want to know, is this dagger absorbing the metahuman energy but as well as the life force when he kills the people? I have no idea. I just can't wait to find that fact out, because is it more along the Cicada comic book storyline where he's gathering all this energy, or is the Flash TV show doing its own thing where because of metahumans he lost his family or whatever and he just wants to plainly kill them all? But it definitely does insinuate that the dagger is doing a little bit more than that. Now in the promo photos we get a few good shots of Sherlock Wells, like Tom Cavanagh looking badass there. I really can't wait to see another Wells on the show. It really just isn't the same without Tom Cavanagh's presence. Now this scene here where they're all looking at something, I'm thinking that it could be an article, maybe that Nora's showing them, or they've got something up where they're seeing or finding out more to do with Cicada. They've all got, like, very concerned looks on their faces. Notice how, like, they're suited up as well. So I'm thinking that there might be a little gap between the house scene where Vibe might come in and save Joe and Cecile with the Flash maybe. As they're still suited up here, to me at least, it indicates that this isn't after the forest scene, but beforehand, and maybe in between and after saving Joe. Now I'm guessing these photos of Nora and Barry standing over this body could be another body of a metahuman that you know, Cicada is killed, because we do hear Iris say, like, we're just gonna have to hope we get there before he kills his next victim or something like that. I think throughout this episode there's going to be deaths of metahumans, like maybe just one, like this person, and Iris was saying, well, we need to stop this guy, like Barry said in the trailer too, before the next thing happens, or we need to stop him fast. I think definitely this guy's a metahuman, or there might be another guy as well, but at least this person that Cicada kills, and then they find out through Nora or something that he's the most famous serial killer or infamous serial killer in history. And then lastly, guys, these promo photos are really nice shots of the forest showdown scene with Cicada just before it seems that Vibe gets stabbed, as what we saw in that trailer. I can't wait for this. Like, I mean, Cicada, as I've mentioned in my review, and already from what you've gathered from me in this trailer breakdown, is really intimidating from what I'm seeing, and so far strong. Yes, I know we've only seen a little bit of him, but the vibe, I keep saying that, we get from this trailer is really good, and it's a really strong villain. And I know a lot of people don't have the best of faith in non-speedster villains, but I'm really hoping that Chris Klein proves those people at least wrong there. I mean, personally, I enjoyed DeVoe. It wasn't without its flaws, of course, but Chris Klein so far and Cicada is really creepy and really exciting, and it's really got the tone that I love about The Flash. I mean, it's got the Flash cast that I love, but season 4 was just way too lighthearted, but this is definitely up my alley. But I would love to know what you guys thought of everything I said in this trailer breakdown video, but also just let me know what you're most excited for next episode, and if you have any theories to contribute to what I said. If you're brand new to this channel, why not subscribe for more Flash videos and other comic book nerdy videos just like this. Links, as always, in the description down below to my social media and other ways to support me, like my Patreon, where you can get rewards and freaking merch and stuff like that. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.